Let's rapid fire some of the best things about leaving the Mormon church. Number one has got to be being able to choose my own underwear. Once you're an adult Mormon who's been through the Mormon temple ceremony, you have to wear these special underwear called garments. And as you can see, they're not very stylish. But apart from that, in general, it's very hard to find clothes that work with them because they're not supposed to show. So especially if you live in a warm climate, it's difficult to wear them. I found them very uncomfortable and staticky and just generally not fun to wear. So I'm really, really glad that I can choose what type of underwear I wear now. Another thing I'm really grateful for after leaving the church is having Sundays free to do whatever I want. In the Mormon church, you're supposed to keep the Sabbath day holy, which includes not shopping on Sundays, not going out to eat on Sundays. In my family growing up in particular, we weren't allowed to go swimming on Sundays, even though we had a pool. We weren't allowed to go horseback riding, even though we had horses and I went horseback riding all the time. There was just certain things that weren't keeping the Sabbath day holy enough, so we couldn't do them. On top of that, we had church for 3 hours every Sunday, on top of any other meetings, that went along with that. And so the whole day was taken up, doing religious things and then not being able to do other things that we wanted to do. I really love, now that I've grown up and left the church, that I can do whatever I want on Sunday, and it just feels like another Saturday where we're free to just have fun and play and do whatever we want. Another thing is feeling free to express myself and dress however I want. Mormonism has a lot of rules that restrict your dress and appearance, and so like those garments I showed you, you have to wear clothing that covers them. So especially as a woman and especially in a hot climate, it can be difficult to find clothes that work with those modesty standards because they're quite strict. And so it's really nice to be able to wear whatever I want, whenever I want to. They also don't allow extra tattoos and piercings. So as a woman, you can get one pair of earrings in your earlobes, but other than that, you're not allowed to get anything else, and it's looked down upon. The prophet has said that you shouldn't do that. So I really like that I've been able to make my own choices about what types of piercings I want to get, if I want any, and same thing with tattoos. I've gotten a few since I left the church, and I love that I'm able to express myself in that way and be individual. It's just something that's really important to me now that I've left. Another one is being able to drink coffee and tea. In the Mormon church, coffee and tea are against their rules, but to me, a cup of tea is the most cozy thing in the whole world, and especially during the winter time, I just love being able to cozy up with a cup of tea and read a book. It's not like the most important thing in the world, but to me, it's just like a quality of life thing and something that makes me happy, so I really like it. And perhaps the most important thing is just the fact that I now feel free to live my life authentically and do whatever makes me the most happy and brings me the most joy without worrying that I'm not going to make it to heaven or being scared that I'm going to go to hell. I think I was mostly happy when I was a member of the Mormon church. Like, it wasn't a terrible way to live, but once I left and had some time to process my true feelings on the whole matter, I realized there were so many things that I was only doing because the church told me to, and so many things that I was not doing only because the church told me that I couldn't. And being able to do whatever I want because I believe that it's right or wrong, instead of just what this, arbitrary rules say, it's made me feel so much more authentic, so much more happy, so much more truly full of joy than I ever have been. And I'm so glad that I left, and I will never go back.